Green Bay Packers quarterback Aaron Rodgers rejects Christianity.
Yay!
So Aaron Rodgers, the Green Bay Packers quarterback, recently explained why he rejects Christianity when he sat down. He came out to his girlfriend. No, he sat down with his girlfriend, Danica Patrick, for an interview on her Pretty Intense podcast. That's the name of the podcast, Pretty Intense. When discussing his rejection of the hypocrisy in Christianity, Rodgers said, quote, "I don't know how you can believe in a God who wants to condemn most of the planet to a fiery hell. Like, what type of loving, sensitive, omnipresent, omnipotent being wants to condemn most of his beautiful creation to a fiery hell?" End quote. There's some other quotes from this, but I thought this was pretty interesting because in America, God and football tends to go hand in hand. It's just kind of a cultural soup that just goes together, and so this ruffled some feathers. But Rivka.
So the Packers from Green Bay. This was actually from July that this happened. Okay. And it's just sort of coming up again in the news because the Packers just played a big football game. And also maybe there's more information about it. But I know that when it happened, his mother issued a statement saying, "We didn't raise him like that. We raised him to love God and to be, And so I found it really interesting that how triggering this is to people, that his own mother felt that she needed to publicly disavow this.
Yeah.
From
That's
her
not
son.
entirely unheard of either.
Yeah.
So another quote that he has is he's talking about how he finds that the binary system of Christianity is problematic. For example, it's saved and unsaved. It's heaven and hell. It's enlightened and heathen. It's holy and righteous and sinful, sinner and filthy. And I think that makes a lot of people feel better about themselves. I got Jesus and, I'm saved and I'm going to heaven. So he's kind of talking about this holier than thou attitude and the binary thinking of good and evil, and then how that can affect the way that you look upon other people in your community, right, and judge their behavior. But thinking, I'm so saved and I found the right path. There was another quote. This isn't the first time that he's talked about stuff like this. So in a 2017 article, and I remember this at the time because this was a little bit of a talking point, where he said, and he's been hinting at this for a long time. So in 2017, he said, "I remember asking a question as a young person about someone in a remote rainforest because the words that I got were, quote, 'If you don't confess your sins, then you're going to hell,' end quote." And I said, well, what about those people who don't have the Bible readily available or accessible? I think in people's lives who grew up in some sort of organized religion, there really comes a time when you start to question things more. So even that statement was very controversial in 2017. And I think it's interesting to think about how much the culture of the NFL and the whole kind of American franchise of American football is so Christian, that someone just expressing kind of their faith deconversion can be such a hot button topic. When it's this is sports, good for this guy, but who cares what your football player thinks? But I get it.
No, I disagree. Wait, how famous is this guy?
He's on the Green Bay Packers.
He's the quarterback.
You guys are being American centric. You guys think
Canada hasn't won one Super Bowl.
I don't follow. There's two levels of self-centered. I don't know what it's called. Egotism is happening here. One, this is American. Not everybody follows everything American. Two, this is sports related. Not everybody follows everything sports. I'm just kidding. It's okay. But I have no idea.
Let me equivocally state that I absolutely can't stand sports ball at all.
Okay.
I think it's. Go ahead, Armin. Sorry.
No. You finish.
I wanted to just say I also think it's really great that someone from some sports industry not only is expressing a contrary view to what you hear all the time, but also is being articulate, bringing up valid points, seems like he's well read. So like a lot of this is also contrary to what people think about sports figures, and I think that's good.
Okay. I'm gonna go back to asking my question. I hope I get an answer. Okay. I have no idea what this team is. I have no idea who this person is. How famous is he?
He's famous.
Like really famous?
I mean, I'm
Like,
in the sports world. To be honest, I don't know within the context of that culture. I just know that he's famous. I don't know how.
Okay.
He's also dating a very, very famous person, so that adds to his famousity.
Okay. All right, that's good. All right, so here's the thing. This matters. The people who say like, "Oh, who cares?" What, like, I don't know, Susanna. You just said that, right? What football players say, what celebrities say. This is how you normalize atheism.
No, you're right. You're right.
Yeah, I mean, if you're not grateful, I mean, I'm so grateful to this person. This guy didn't have to do this. Like, what is he gaining out of this? He's getting hate. He's getting nothing but, like, is he benefiting from this? He's not benefiting from this. He's getting, if he could have shut his mouth, it could have been like, you know what? He could have been like one of those a million other atheists out there, like, I'm an atheist, but I don't like to, like, cause any tensions by telling people that I'm an atheist. Well, screw you. Like, you're not helping, right? There are people, there are a lot of people out there that are being demonized, that are being ostracized, that are being worse in other countries. Again, I'm not going to go there, but you know, it's not fun right now to be an open atheist in most of the planet. If you're like, if you say, "Oh, well, I'm an atheist and it's fine over here," well, you're one of the lucky ones. Okay, it's not easy, even in the most secular countries in the world. Being openly atheist, it doesn't get you brownie points, okay, in society, okay? So even if you're not famous, coming out and just be like, you know what? I was going to keep this to myself, but I'm going to say it. What's the word? Am I going to say free thinker? No, I'm going to say what? Am I going to say skeptic, secular? No, I'm going to use the word that everybody that is being demonized. I'm going to I'm going to come out and say, you know what, guys? I'm an atheist. I'm going to put it on my Facebook account. I'm going to tell people if they ask, if religion comes up and people ask, I'm going to mention it openly. I'm not going to hide it. Why? Because it's time to normalize this. It's been a while. I think it's now our turn for normalization. No, let me finish this, okay? So even if an average person, okay, they're doing their form of activism by just using the label atheist, just using it, you're helping the normalization, okay? And like when it comes to celebrity, I mean, like a lot of people hate on celebrities because they have comfortable lives and everything. But again, there's no benefit to this, right? This is good. This is for your sake. This guy is getting a lot of hate, but somebody with this high of a profile, saying that they're saying stuff like this is like millions of us trying to know. Like, this guy has done more for the normalization of these views, more than any of us could have done in a million lifetimes. Okay, this is a huge leap forward for the normalization of these kind of views, so we should be grateful. Go on, Susanna.
Well, I do think it is important to note that, to my knowledge, he does not actually self-identify as an atheist.
Exactly.
Right.
I was going to say.
That's an example, guys. Okay, so just here's the thing.
I'm clarifying for anyone who didn't understand.
Yes, yeah, okay. So you saying you're an atheist, you're saying this doesn't make any sense to you. You're saying, here's the thing, even if you're a Christian or Muslim, you just be like, you know, some parts of the Quran doesn't make sense to me, okay? This is every single one, everything that is taboo, right? Whether you being an atheist, but going from, even like, let's say you're an atheist and you go from keeping your atheism to yourself to being public about your atheism. You being a Christian, but not like being, having some thoughts, having some doubts about your Christian faith, but going from deciding to keep that to yourself to saying that publicly. You thinking that I don't know how you can believe in a God. This guy's an atheist. How you can believe? I hope he actually uses the word atheist at some point, right? I just saying this quote out loud, openly. This again, even if he doesn't call himself an atheist, that is a major leap forward for normalizing atheism. This is atheism. I don't know if it can just be described in anything other than atheism, because he's saying, I don't know how you can believe in a God who wants to condemn most of the planet to a fiery hell. Wait. Unless he believes in a deistic God that doesn't do that, then this is not atheism. But still, it's still normalization of atheism.
I mean, he could have went and become a Buddhist for all we know.
Yeah,
Just because he rejected Christianity, that doesn't.
I mean, Buddhism doesn't negate atheism. Even though I'm against Buddhism,
he actually met with the Dalai Lama, by the way, just to that point.
Oh,
yeah. Aaron Rodgers. He even met with the Dalai Lama, and apparently he told his girlfriend that he wasn't religious at all, but he hasn't actually ever come out as an atheist. But there was a football player who did. I'm trying to remember. He might have even been on the Green Bay team who actually came out as an Adrian Foster. He was a former NFL running back who was actively talking about being an atheist, and he played for Houston, some Houston team. So there are some, but Aaron Rodgers apparently is more famous than that, because no one even knows who Adrian Fisher is. Foster rather. And Aaron Rodgers girlfriend being that female race car driver also helps his, up the interest level, and she has a podcast, and then the whole thing with his mom condemning him, so all of that. But there was a actual NFL player who did openly claim to be an atheist, and his name was Adrian Foster.
Okay, let me just clarify something. So, for example, let's say somebody is an atheist towards like the Abrahamic God and a Buddhist, right? We could still celebrate somebody normalizing atheism, even though if they believe in some wacky stuff like Buddhism, right? And let me give you an example. Let's say, for example, you have an openly gay Muslim, right? We can celebrate the fact that this person is normalizing homosexuality we don't have to hold the fact that he still believes in some crazy Islamic views. That doesn't deny the fact that this person, by deciding to be open about their homosexuality, that they're still normalizing homosexuality, and we could celebrate that, right? So if somebody is rejecting God and openly rejecting God, if we figure out like, oh my God, they're Buddhist or something like that, or something else, or Republican, that's the worst, right? Like, yes, but we could be like, okay, this guy is an idiot for being a Republican or whatever, but at the same time celebrate the fact that they're normalizing atheism. What the one does not negate the other one, right? It's still normalization of atheism is still happening.
I absolutely agree with you that him saying this was great, because it shows that people can say these things and survive it. It's not career ending, that, it shows people who might be thinking about these questions. Well, there's somebody else that I might admire or who's famous that's having these thoughts too. So I'm not alone. It normalizes famous people, sports figures saying these things. So I absolutely 100% agree with you. And I know this is American centric, but the thing about also I have to say is that he also plays for the only publicly owned football team.
Interesting.
Yeah, the Green Bay Packers are publicly owned, not-for-profit corporation, and have been since 1923, which is why I was like, the Packers! I can't stand football, but I love the fact
I was joking. By the way.
That I know, but I'm not. I don't really like sports ball. Move the thing to the other thing. But the fact that they're publicly owned is cool.
Okay, let me be clear, okay? I was joking about you guys are being American-centric. This is a news about United States, right? So, like, if you get like if you guys are not shouldn't be accused of being American-centric when
The world is.
No, because the news is about United States. Like, you guys can't be American-centric even when we're talking about the news about America.
It's
like
okay.
that.
I wasn't butthurt. I just wanted to,
I almost
make
went
it
to go
clear.
self-flagellate. I had to.
Oh, self-flagellate. Ooh, don't. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
American-centric.
Okay, our viewership is going to go up if we keep doing that.
Okay, I will.
And also subscribe to our newsletter, because if we get removed from all these platforms, at least we could reach out to you. And guys, by the way, if you subscribe to our newsletter, you get a free copy of Why There's No. Where's your copy, Susanna? Get it. We're doing promotion. You get a free. It's not even promotion. It's free. Okay, so if you subscribe to our newsletter, link in the description, you get a free copy of Why There's No God. Come on, like, I'm handing it out for free. Okay, it's a bestseller on Amazon, and you get it for free. So subscribe to our newsletter, and you get a free copy of Why There's No God sent to you. Link in the description.